Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Caden Bollinger of, formerly of Sterling Heights Stevenson. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you, Casey?
I'm good. Of course, I know that senior year is complete. Well, not yet. You haven't received the diploma and all that yet, but what have you been up to since school got out?
Yeah, I just got out last week and that was really fun. It's been really relaxing, not having to worry about school. But today I got a job interview to start working, and then I'm just keeping in shape for I got an All-Star game coming up at the end of June, and then I got obviously Adrian football next week, so super excited. Or not next week, next year. But yeah.
Yeah, well, it's only going to be a few more months, but yeah. So I think the question was a lot for a lot of people. Where are you going to continue your career and stuff? And of course, Adrian is the answer where you're going to head. So I always typically ask this, but why, Adrian?
So I've been to a lot of different colleges and like experienced their campuses and experienced like what their coaches and players are like. And something that I really, really like about Adrian more than others is like how much the coaches care about the players. And I've talked to the players who are still there after the coaching change happened, who experienced the previous coaches against these coaches, and everybody's saying all these amazing things about the coaches that are there right now and how they're bringing everyone together like a family and how it's just a completely different atmosphere. And I'm really excited about that. They also have a really good education program, which is what I want to go into, is teaching one day. So they have a good program for that, and it's not too far from home, but it's just far enough to where I can get a little bit of independence.
Yeah. Okay, so going into, you know, yeah, obviously this is a brand new coaching staff. Obviously, with Coach Palka being there, of course, the former head coach at Saline, and this is a program that hasn't really has not been up to hasn't been really doing well the last few years. But what's it going to be like? What was it like meeting the coaching staff for the first time and all that?
Yeah, it was awesome. They were all super welcoming and inviting and super kind. They all had smiles on their faces. Um, there was one coach who I met before with the previous coaching staff who's still there, and I know why he's still there because he's an awesome guy. But these coaches that are in there right now, they've been reaching out and like they reach out to not just me but like the other players, and they've already connected me with all the other players who will be playing around me. Um, and it's really awesome just to be able to have like they're trying to make it already like a family, and like I haven't even met these people, some of the like other players in person yet, which is awesome.
Yeah. Are you excited to take this next step?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. I am so happy to be out of the house and be able to have an independent life because I know it's gonna be hard, and everyone says they're excited to go be independent finally, but I've kind of accepted that there's gonna be challenges. Um, that come with it, but I'm also excited to be able to have my own living space, shared, but like my own, like, I don't know, my own area and my own responsibilities, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So, really this next month and stuff, like, have you, obviously, if you had time to reflect back on your time at Stevenson, I know you've been through quite a bit during your high school time.
Yeah, yeah, I've had a lot of time to be able to reflect. We've been this last spring, I did track, but it's a pretty lenient track season. All I do is throw. I don't get too busy with it, but I've been able to make my rounds with all the coaches that I've had and be able to talk to them and be able to talk to all my teachers and be able to just reflect on everything we've been able to accomplish together. And it's just been really, really fortunate to have the opportunity to have all those people still in my life and still rooting for me and supporting me.
Yeah. So, I know that there's a lot of what do you think I think I asked this before, but your best moment of your high school career?
Yeah, it was. There's two. So I think it says last time, but it was my sophomore year. Um, we went when we were going to semis, the game right before semis. When we won, we played Belleville in semis my sophomore year.
Yeah.
They were a really good team. And it was a pretty good game. But just the feeling with that team And that was like my first moment I realized like football is like can be your family. And that was just something that flipped a switch in my mind. I was like, yeah, football is what like this is my passion. And so that was really memorable. And another one would be this last year we were playing Ike, and at halftime we were down like three scores. And just in the locker room at halftime, just a lot of people were down, but then there was just something that switched like in our minds, and we were all just we got ecstatic, and like it was the room was full of energy and full of just like aggression, and it was awesome coming out of there and going on the field because we brought it back from the three score deficit. We were up. Sadly, they won with a walk off, like a 40 something yard field goal walk off. It was crazy, but being able to go out there and play that hard with that group of guys was awesome.
Yeah. Um, and what's like kind of like the biggest thing that you're most, excited about? Obviously you got a, busy summer ahead of you. What is the next, just kind of take us through what the next few weeks are going to be like for you.
So next few weeks it's gonna be a lot of training. Because I got the All-Star game coming up, the East versus West, so it's gonna be some training for that. And then it's gonna be a lot of grad parties. I gotta have to go to celebrate my friends graduating.
Nice.
Um we have prom this week. Um and then I'll be getting the job soon too. So this month's a pretty busy month. Um but it's kind of getting stuff in order, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. Um, let's talk about the All-Star game for a second. There's going to be a lot of, people there from what I think it's just the MAC. Is it the MAC conference, if I'm not mistaken?
It's not. It's all of. I don't think it's the MAC conference. I think it's just the east side of the state versus the west side of the
Oh, the
state.
East-West game, the state. Yeah, yeah, duh. Um, well, here's the thing. I know obviously that game, but there's a lot of different. I think Macomb County puts on something. I think, well, if I'm not mistaken, Lenawee County puts on an all-star game and stuff.
Hmm.
So, how excited are you to be that with the top players in the state?
I'm very excited. I get to put on my Stevenson helmet one more time and play. I'm stoked. I mean, the hardest thing is the break in between football seasons and not being able to play football and to be able to have a game in there where I can just play football again. I'm very excited. To be able to hit some people and some pretty good people. So
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Caden, thanks so much for the time as always, and we'll talk to you soon. Best of luck at Adrian. We'll talk to you soon.
thank you. See you soon.